Hey guys, this will be kind of a weird video. I'm working on a project right now about language development in the early years, in the Freudian years, and the importance of facial expressions. And it's all about all of this mask wearing that's going on. I'm touching on the issues of learning the language, of course, and learning to articulate, right? But there's so much more that babies and small children and children of all ages, and probably meaning children of all ages, like adults too, right? That we need. Basic human need, okay? It's a basic human need to have that smile, to have that approval, that loving glance, right? That sense of belonging. Kind of a separate issue, but it's connected. Have you been in an elementary school lately? Did you know that a lot of them don't even have recess? Did you know that students are made to walk as if they're little soldiers? What's up with that? I call it the dehumanization of the United States. It's kind of connected to this whole mask wearing thing, okay? Because I think this mask wearing thing is teaching children dehumanization. Children need to see smiles. They need to see faces. And they're seeing masks everywhere. I've been digging in a little bit. There's very little research about this, of course, because it's pretty new. And by the way, do you know it's been 5 months already? We were told it was going to be for a couple of weeks to flatten the curve, right? 5 months later, we're still required to wear a mask. So in digging in, I found the most important issue for young children in their developing years, in their early years, 0 to 5, for seeing mommy and daddy's face, or faces, for seeing smiles, for seeing expressions. The number one issue with this is how children learn to feel empathy for others. They need to see faces in order to learn to feel empathy. They need to see faces in order to learn to identify emotions. Think about that. How does this relate to the case of Christopher Watts? Well, glad you asked. I think many of us noticed. I know I did. I noticed in the very first video that I watched, of all of the hundreds of videos out there, right? Why on earth are those all over the internet? Really? In the very first one that I watched, I got the distinct impression that Christopher Watts' wife was not telling the truth. I got the distinct impression that she was acting like a fake, like she had a mask on. Think about that. She was trying to appear successful. She was trying to appear as if she was all-knowing. Remember, she did more than 90% of the women out there. She tried to appear as if she was some kind of a medical genius too, wasn't she? What was that Nurse Nene nickname she gave herself? Always talking about medical stuff, always. But I agree with their friend who was interviewed, who said that he didn't believe that Christopher Watt's wife's health challenges were physical. I think Christopher Watt's wife had a need to belong. She had more than a need, a craving to belong. I think she had a craving for attention. And I think she was miserable behind the mask. Which makes me wonder, why? Why was she miserable? Why was she trying to pretend that she was someone who she, in my opinion, clearly wasn't? You know, I want to say one other thing. She would brag almost as if it was something to brag about, that her husband would do whatever she told him to do, right? Can you think of a more miserable existence than that? Can you imagine being married to someone who runs around trying to be your servant? I think he was afraid of his wife. I think he was afraid of her temper. Do you think that she felt loved when she had to order him around? I think she felt angry and miserable and alone and desperate. Just my opinion. What do you think? Let us know in the comment section below.